Alright guys, first step is done. We're headed to Miami to go to first the Meet Kevin pregame one-day real estate seminar, and second, for 3 days, Grant Cardone's famous third annual 10X Growth Conference that has gotten so big that they had to use the Marlins baseball stadium for like 35,000 people. Side note, I'm filming this. It's January 30th. And look, TSA is working. I almost wish they weren't. I'd get through this faster. Great start. The TSA x-ray machine just ate my Oakleys. They went in, they never came out. So unless somebody grabbed them in the like 30 seconds that I wasn't wearing them, the x-ray machine ate my Oakleys, and oh well, life goes on. We'll buy a new pair in Miami, I guess, or probably not Oakleys, probably some $10 piece of shits, maybe over here. I don't know. PSA, if you're flying, you get off the airplane and then you go through all your shit. You don't stop in the middle of the aisle. There's people trying to do stuff. First flight down, read this book front to back. My buddies over at Active Duty Passive Income. I'd give you a review, but you don't get that. It'll be on Tuesday with all my other book reviews, so check it out. Right, we made it to Miami, and I don't know what everyone's complaining about with this whole polar vortex today. It was freezing. It was like 70 degrees when I left Hawaii. Now it's like, I don't know, 65 it feels like. It's pretty bad, but definitely not as bad as people have made it out to be, so just saying.
2 weeks with a $10,000 security deposit. We took another $8,000 of her security deposit because she kept screwing things up. So we really got the deal for $490.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Dave from Military to Millionaire. I'm here with the one and only Meet Kevin. Just spent a whole day going through his seminar. This is your first seminar, like official big seminar, right?
First one.
All right. So I'm going to give you a full review, but not right now. So I had 3 questions for him. The first one is, how do you think it went?
I think it went great. I really appreciate all of the questions and sort of the audience engagement. You were right up front, so it's super cool. Kind of checking on, like, he's nodding. That's good. Things are going well.
I try to act somewhat interactive when I can. All right, so what is the biggest takeaway or lesson that you got from teaching that will apply to your life later on?
Wow, the biggest thing about teaching is really the whole seminar is geared around kind of breaking the ice towards getting into real estate investing. And towards the end, probably 98% of the people that I talk to are like, I feel like the ice is broken, this is great. But then there are some people that are like, I don't know, I'm still worried about tenants. Still worried about, getting that loan, and what if the tenant moves out? And so the biggest takeaway for me is, somehow, even though I can convince 98% of people, I have to figure out how to get to 100% convince rate, breaking the ice. Maybe it's just not possible for everybody, but that's my takeaway is how am I going to do that? It's my challenge takeaway.
That's huge. Yeah, taking action is that's what separates everybody, right? So the last question I had is, what's the biggest pointer that you would give a VA qualified buyer?
Yes. VA qualified buyers, the biggest thing that I would do is, well, first of all, surround yourself with really good professionals so you can get into wedge deals you can get for under market value. Do not be afraid to get deals for under market value. You're going to have resistance from sellers that are like, it's a VA deal, I have to deal with a VA appraisal. It's a bunch of bull. VA loans are government backed for the first 20%. In my opinion, when I see a VA buyer, I'm like, these are like conventional loans. Yeah, so what? The appraiser has to test the furnace and check that the stove lights and maybe go poke their head in the crawl space or attic. Big deal. So you're going to lose out on deals, but the way you pitch yourself as a savvy real estate buyer taking advantage of leverage with the letter you put together and you served the country, that's going to be what sells you.
That's awesome. Kevin, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Awesome conference. I look forward to a full review, and I would love this guy's energy. He went at it for 6 hours today with his voice going out at the beginning and knocked it out of the park. So, awesome. Wow. All right, guys, I am back from Miami. So the guy you just saw flipping the scooter around, his name is Claudius Vertesi. He sat next to me at the Meet Kevin event the day before the 10X Growth Conference, and he happens to be my son's favorite YouTube, I don't want to say scooterer, but professional scooter rider, like does BMX crazy tricks. He's really cool. You should check out his channel. So I was cool enough to meet him. He was super cool. Gave my kid an autograph, so that was awesome. I thought I'd throw him in the video. But Meet Kevin's event was really, really good. So first off, as you heard me mention, I really wish I had that guy's energy. I mean, he came in, his voice was kind of out from some of the stuff he'd been doing, and he still did 6 hours straight. Like, we had a hour-long lunch break, and he spent the whole lunch break talking to people and answering questions with just as much energy. And by the end of the event, he wanted to talk to people with just as much energy, answer questions, and do YouTube events like the interview that you heard earlier. I mean, I don't know where he gets it. The guy's awesome. It's crazy. So, Meet Kevin, you did a really good job. So I wanted to touch on a couple of things that I noticed from your Fundamentals of Real Estate seminar, which was really good. The first one being, I really liked your quote, when people are negative about real estate, they probably don't own any. And when people own real estate, they're probably bullish in the market. Basically saying, yeah, there's a lot of negativity out there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that real estate's bad. It just probably means that they're closed-minded or that they don't own any and they don't know what they're talking about. Real estate's a good investment, and I kind of like that you put that out there because there are negative people and negative influences that you'll come across, and it's important to kind of just put that in the back of your brain housing group to not listen to it so you don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. So we talked through some of the different stuff. I got my notes. I took like 4 pages of notes because he gave a lot of good information, but we touched on value and how to value deals. We touched on how to find deals. We touched on some different things like freezing your credit, looking at what to look at on your title report, like exceptions to make sure you're covered if something goes wrong with your title. He talked a lot about wedge deals, which is like if you buy a house that's worth $500,000 and you buy it for $400,000, that's the wedge. So it's, equity. And that's a very good point. Now, Kevin and I have somewhat different real estate investing strategies, but not in a bad way. So he's more of a single family, buy a house that's going to appreciate, and I'm more of a multifamily, buy a house for cash flow. Now, there's a great middle ground, and both strategies can work. I wouldn't be able to do the appreciation game in the Midwest. He wouldn't be able to do the cash flow game as well on the West Coast. It's still doable, but probably not to the same scale. Both great strategies, and overall, Kevin was very knowledgeable on all things real estate. So it was good hearing him talk. So kudos, Kevin. Talked a little bit on negotiating, talked a little bit about different loans like Fannie Mae and how to max out your 10 loans and different stuff like that. He mentioned a couple cool things. One, towards the end here, he touched on, as a property manager, if you're wanting to get your guys to do direct deposit, because that's, they can't miss rent if it's a direct deposit, he will list his place at, say, this rents for $2,925. But if you pay direct deposit, it's only $2,900. So he'll give them a 25% discount to pay direct deposit every month, and that kind of incentivizes people not to do the rent. So either he's making an extra $25 a month, or they're direct depositing, which is kind of a win-win situation. So I thought that was a cool trick. He also he mentioned something that I thought was really cool. So I've always kept all my lender's documents on my desktop. So I have my 2016, 17, 18, soon to be 19, like W-2s, tax returns, and everything. So if I need to get a loan, I can just send that to the lender, and they can work everything out. But it takes 2, 3, 4 different emails to get all that stuff out. And he mentioned just having a Google Drive section with folders, and then you just send the hyperlink to your lender, and that's brilliant. I mean, that's such a better way to do it. And then you can just say, you have it all segregated by year, and you can just say, hey, here's everything, find what you need. Let me know if there's anything I forgot. And then you can add it, and then you won't forget it again. So it's a really cool idea. Definitely already putting that into action. In fact, I already built it. He used these really big Post-it notes, like the ones that you can rip off and stick to the wall. And I like those. I think he did a very good job utilizing them and doing some very good graphics to help work with, help keep you engaged. So he did very well with that. That's a little bit about what I got from the seminar. I'm not going to give you everything because I want you to, you should think about going to it. It's a good seminar. So Kevin, excellent job. It was great to meet you. You're just as cool in person as you are on YouTube. So for all the haters out there, stop hating. But in all reality, I look forward to hanging out with you again one of these days and talking real estate. Thanks for taking your time out of your day to work with me and the other guys in the room. And just thanks for everything you do, man. It was awesome.